what we call the NetWatch URL.
Hey, YSA, listening overnight.
I wonder if anybody else is around tonight for the contesting in DX-Net. This is NE1B. WA1YZN. Well, I'm here just listening to see what it was all about. So I'm just monitoring. WA1YZN. Hi, Bruce. Good evening. Now, isn't there at least a DX group over there in the Keene area? Was it CCDX or something like that? Now, maybe I know that Joel WA1 said YX. I think he's in the CCDX club. In the Keene area. Maybe you're not in that club. Anyway, anybody else involved in DX or contesting tonight? This is NE1B. Come on, Dan, you were a contester at one point. Big antenna farm up there on the hill in Maine. K1DQ, NE1B.
Yeah, okay, Bill. K1DQ, well, that was a long time ago, so I don't have anything to add. I have my radio programmed incorrectly here, so I have to correct that. So I'm just in the monitor mode here for the moment. K1DQ, back to you, Bill.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, I see that you reprogrammed your radio. Added another 8 in the talk group number. Tell us how the weather is. Bruce over in Keene is always interested in weather. He's on the New England Weather Net, and that's WA1YZN. But tell us how your weather is, Dan. Over.
Yeah, you really. Maybe I lost in here.
Yeah, well, I heard you, but I guess there may be some disruption going on. Hang on a second. I'll try it again. K1DQ, NE1B.
Yeah, okay. You really want me to give the weather report. I don't know, Bill. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but anyway, today was, we had some high thin clouds. Temperature was in the mid to high 70s. We have a front coming through tonight, and the predicted low temperature here tomorrow morning is 49, and high temperatures in the 60s tomorrow. I've been here 1 week, and it's been pretty much in the low 80s every day. Nice sunny weather. So, have I badgered your listeners? Back to you, Bill. K1DQ people on Marwood in Southwest Florida.
More importantly, I'd be interested in the red tide report down there. I'm going down to Siesta Key, which is north of where you are, Dan. WA1YZN.
Yeah, okay, Bruce. Well, to be honest, I haven't paid close attention. There wasn't a tide down this far south of Naples, and there isn't any down here. What little morning news I've watched here, local news, I haven't heard too much about it, so I think that it's kind of dissipated as the temperatures have dropped, from the mid 90s down into the low 80s. So I think they're okay. I mean, a lot of discussion about what to do about it, long term, but I think it's okay for now. But it does tend to appear here, but usually it's more later in the winter, like in March, when the temperature rises again Back to you, Bruce.
Yeah, did I miss the whole net? Did you see 2L?
No, you didn't, Will. We just didn't have too many check-ins. We've had Ed K1EP, Dan K1DQ, Portable 4 in Marco Island, Florida, WA1YZN, and Keene, New Hampshire area, Swansea. And we were looking for topics to talk about, and we were talking about the weather and the red tide off the west coast of Florida. From what I heard, Dan, Bruce was more in the Fort Myers area, that they were experiencing some issues, not significant or not huge, but the stone crab population was down, the size of the stone crabs, so it was affecting the governor has been tasked with coming up with a solution as a top priority for Florida fishing. So, good evening to Will out in New York here at WC2L. Over you, Bruce. Go ahead in your comments about your trip to Florida.
Okay, Bill, very good. And Dan, thanks for the info. Well, we'll find out. We'll be down there in March. I'm leaving here February 26th. So we'll be down for the month of March. One other question I have that's not related to weather or contesting is if I order a openSpot 2, what's the delivery time on those? Is that relatively short, or is it a long delivery time? Any idea on that? And then I'll sit back and let you get on with your contest info. WA1YZN. Thanks.
Okay, Bruce, and I see Eric. As far as the hotspots, the openSpot 2, Dan has the openSpot 1, which you're hearing him on now from Marco Island. The openSpot 2, I thought would be a week or two delivery cycle. K1RE was going off on a cross-country RV trip, and he ordered on January 1st, and he ordered one just after Christmas, and he got it like in 2-day delivery. So he got it, he opened the box up, programmed it, and within, I would say, 20 minutes of opening the box, he had it programmed up, and I was talking to him. So he's off. He checked in from his RV at Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and I think also Savannah, Georgia. So he's on his way. He'll be going down to Key West the next time he checks in. So that's hopefully they have good delivery like that. Bruce, you might query them. Otherwise, I'll try to find out from K1RE how he ordered it and how he got that kind of expedited service. So good luck on that, Bruce. And we'll out to you, WC2L, and we'll sort of test around in a roundtable here after you send it over to Eric, KV1J. This is NE1B. Okay, I guess Will, you may need to rekey the Mount Equinox repeater. Ken, you're a little bit on the weak side in the Chelmsford repeater, and let's see, Eric, go ahead, KV1J, you pick it up, and we'll see then who takes it next, KV1J, NE1B.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bill. NE1B from KV1J. Okay, yeah, just popped in. I was busy answering outgoing QSL cards. I'm going to be doing a trip down to Connecticut and going by the league on Friday, so get some cards out when I do the trip. So, and then I looked up at the time. So, was on the RIDI roundup just with RIDI and did 600 and something Qs. So, and on just for stretches, but had some good runs. So, fans seemed pretty good. And I listened over on the FT8 side and watched that for a while too. But I didn't want to deal with having to logs and stuff and contests. So anyway, let me swing it maybe to Ken. I don't know if Ken was trying to get in before. So WO1N from KV1J.
Eric, thanks. Yeah, okay, so I must have had that issue, Bill, where the repeaters locked out, because I wasn't hearing anything. Just my call out. So, good evening, all. Just got in here in the shack here, so I joined in. There was another station in there, too. I don't know if he was trying to join the net, N1PLH. Maybe I'll just pass it over to him. N1PLH, still there? WO1N.
Hey, good evening, guys. Hi, Ken. Thank you very much. Yeah, just backing up to the openSpot thing, I just wanted to also say that I ordered mine last Saturday, this past Saturday, 5 days ago, and I got the shipping notice first thing Monday morning, and it was on my desk at 11 o'clock Tuesday morning.
And when I, if you
and they only offer one kind of
YSA.
shipping. There's no choices. When you order it, you just order it, and I think it was about $25 shipping, and that's how it came. I was stunned when on Monday morning it said it would be on my desk Tuesday by end of day. I thought that was a mistake, but I did Estonia to Poland to Germany to New York. Cleared customs at 9:30 and was on my desk by 11. I live in Norwalk, Connecticut, which is only about I guess 25 miles maybe from JFK where it came in. So that was pretty impressive. We give it back to you, Ken, because I'm not sure where the rotation it is. WO1N, this is N1PLH in the group.
Okay, mate. Oh, yeah, that is crazy, huh? Yeah, I did a little bit in the RIDI roundup, but RIDI's always this relearning experience. The only time I use it is took me a while to figure it out, get it correct rating again, and I made about 54 views, so logs all submitted and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know who gets it here. Let me just start it up. I said the O1N.
I'll interject a couple of comments here, but first let me drag my feet, see if anybody else wants to check in. Tonight, so far, we have K1EP Ed in Reading, Massachusetts. We have WA1YZN Bruce over near Keene, New Hampshire. We have WC2L Will in Albany, New York, coming through the Mount Equinox repeater. And we have KV1J Eric in Marlborough, Massachusetts, coming through the Southboro repeater. WO1N Ken coming through the Chelmsford repeater. And N1PLH Michael coming through the Norwalk, Connecticut repeater. Yeah, there's a couple of repeaters we haven't set the schedulers for yet for Wednesday night's DX and contesting net on New England Pack 1. So you'll both, I believe, on Mount Equinox, Will and Michael on Norwalk, will have to rekey it once every 10 minutes or so, or chunk it to reset the timers. But otherwise, we will be setting up some schedulers for Wednesday nights to hold it open about 45 minutes to an hour. In fact, Ken is working on that right now. Okay, let's see. We'll shoot over to Ed, K1EP, if you have any comments about the RIDI roundup, and that's great service on the openSpot too. Great to hear that they're meeting that delivery schedule. K1EP, anyone be in the group? Okay, I guess Ed dropped off there. He's probably fixing an Alpha 87A or something else on the workbench. And I failed to mention Dan, K1DQ at Marco Island, Florida, is also with us. Bruce, over to you, WA1YZN, Swansea, New Hampshire. We'll have to reset your timer too. Keene repeater, anyone be?
Okay, good evening. Thanks, Bill. I didn't hear the comment about I didn't hear any of the conversation from N1PLH for some reason. So that's why I keyed it up thinking the timer had dropped, but didn't hear his conversation. So if he had a comment about the delivery time on the openSpot, I missed it. Good information, thanks. I did not operate the Brady contest this weekend. NE1B did operate from North Swansea. I don't know what he did for queues, but he usually likes to get involved with those. So some of the others that would operate it, K1PH and WA1ZYX, I believe their stations are both torn apart because one just moved and the other one's in the process of moving. So there are a couple of contest stations around this area. That's all I've heard about that. So I'm just going to go back into the listening mode. But I guess I'll see about ordering one of them openSpot 2s so I can have it before I go to Florida. Thank you. 7-3. I'll be clear and listening out. W1YZ.
Okay, Bruce. Yeah, right currently it requires a rekey once every 10 minutes or so, and that's probably why you missed the transmission there on the Keene repeater. But I've put it on my list, to-do list, to set a scheduler so that on Wednesday nights, from about 10 minutes of 8 until 9 p.m., the New England TAC 1 talk group is open, so that you don't have to kerchunk it and rekey it every 10 minutes. And Michael in NE1PLH was saying that he ordered it from the openSpot RF Shark company is in Estonia. And it went from Estonia to, to Poland, to Germany on its trip. And it only took a few days to get through customs and on his desk. So he got a notification on Monday, and it arrived before close of business on Tuesday. So it's pretty good at this time to get delivery of that device called the openSpot 2, which allows access to this DMR talk group, among other DMR talk groups on the New England network. Okay, let's see. Let me shoot it over to Will, WC2L, if you're still with us, Will. NE1B. I guess this timer timed out, and he didn't rekey it. It's a nuisance, and we've been trying to catch up with all of the repeaters, but non-Equinox is taken care of by a different repeater operator, and I guess he's traveling at the moment. Let's see, we've got K1EP, are you back, Ed? Otherwise, over to W01N. K1EP, NE1B?
Either, huh? Yeah, I don't quite understand what's going on there, Bill, but I did notice I lost go around. I was minus 100, which doesn't make any sense because now I'm minus 9. But a little bit in a lot of different contests this winter. Stu Curry did a bunch. The RAC, I did a few. So been on the air, which is a good thing. And trying to see if the schedule's gonna cooperate to be able to play in the NAQP this weekend. Let's see. I think Dan signed, so I think Mike gets it next. N1PLH, I think that's W01N.
Hey guys. Okay, well I'm gonna clear out. I just want to listen in for a little bit, but I switched over to the openSpot since my repeater timed out. But anyway, thanks for letting me in, guys. I wanted to add another ridiculously fast shipping from Estonia, wherever that is. I had to actually look it up on the map. But have a great night, guys. 7:30. Thanks for letting me in. Unfortunately, I don't know who's next in the rotation, so if you know, pick it up, please. I'm sorry. This is N1PLH. Have a good night, guys.
Okay, Michael. Well, Estonia is one of the Baltic states. Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, former Soviet republics, I guess, but they're liberated and not too enthralled with the with Russia these days. Let's see. So, if they seem to be thriving with this particular industry of DMR hotspots from that company for openSpot. Anyway, I think, let's see, I wanted to make a comment on the RIDI Roundup. I had, it was more of an experiment for me, so I worked 136 queues on FT8 just to see how it would go. And it confirmed my suspicion that the rate was going to be very poor rate. I think my hour rate meter got up to a maximum of 28 queues per hour. So it was pretty dismal, but that was expected. At the very end of the contest, I went over to RTTY. Integration was pretty good between WSJT for FT8 and N1MM. And so switching to RIDI and N1MM digital interface and NMTTY engine went pretty smoothly. But if I was looking for a high score, I should have stayed on RIDI more than FT8. Okay, over to Eric 1J from NE1B.
Very good, Bill. KV1J. Yeah, I had the integration. I had N1MM and WSJT integrated. My problem was I didn't know how to keep track of dupes, so I didn't know how to call, if I should call somebody or not, because I hadn't gotten that part, or maybe that part isn't available yet. So, but as you say, the rate was slow, and it was just more fun running in RIDI. Bill, I wanted to mention a couple weekends ago or a couple weeks ago, I don't remember. I forget. It must have been in the middle of the day because I was meeting with the power company. I was up on the hilltop in Maine, and no problem getting into the Mount Washington machine. I didn't really much. We're out there in the cold, so I didn't want to start any conversations. We're out there working with the power company, getting the electric service ready for the hilltop. So, but obviously signal strength is fine because it's right at Mount Washington. So, it was whichever one of the two you said, VHF or UHF, was working. So, I think this weekend, because I'm going to be traveling a lot, bureau kind of stuff, I probably won't get on. But next weekend after this, in Maine for the sideband contest, sideband, whatever it is, North America CUSA party, I guess, NEQP or something, or an AQP, yeah. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to sign with this. I'm going to go upstairs and put on all these QSLs and get them wrapped up. So I'll give it a try over to Will, see if he's back, and then maybe go ahead and pick it up, Bill. WC2L from...
Yeah, Eric. I guess Will is going away. Didn't hear too much from Will tonight. We'll get Mount Equinox Vermont repeaters straightened out for the two guys over there in the Albany area. Let's see, we got Brian and, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember his call sign in Saratoga Springs. But NJ1F, I think that's his call, as well as Will. They both use the Mount Equinox repeater to get into the network. And, okay, on the, Mount Washington is UHF repeater in this network, and, I guess you can also hit the Streaky Mountain, main repeater. I don't know if you'd hit the Rangeley Lakes, Saddleback Mountain repeater. That's a possible third choice. There's lots of repeaters in Maine. Lots of overlapping coverage, especially if you're on a hilltop. So that's pretty much all I have here. Yeah, Bruce was signing out. Michael was signing out, and Michael's calling in on a dongle. Basically, initially he used the Norwalk, Connecticut repeater, and then he went over to his little mini repeater, so to speak, the openSpot 2. And Dan is on his openSpot 1 on Florida. So that's how we've got things networked up here. That's all from here. I'll say 73 and leave the channel open for any.
Hi, Gents. Good to bump into you tonight, and I'm glad I keyed it up. So, Bill, talk to you later. Thanks for running the net. You owe one in.